What's going on, guys? This is Ray Joe Video, and boy, do I have a story for you. For those who don't know, I am the guy who bought the yellow Focus ST back in February, and JC did help me out getting that thing back home. It was my first manual car, and you know what? As my first car, I thought, hey, I need to do some modifications. And as someone who has an arts background, I decided to actually go for more of a experience kind of modification rather than just pure power. So my first thought was, well, I need a blow-off valve, and then I thought, hey, I need a louder exhaust. Because as it stands, the OEM Focus ST kind of sounds like a sewing machine. I'm also a bit of a Ravenclaw, so I did way too much research into this. And I looked up a lot of exhaust systems because I had ones where it's like the Cobb, where I liked how it sounded, but I hated how it looked. And then I had the Borla systems, both the Ford Performance and the actual Borla exhaust system. And they looked good, but I wasn't a huge fan of how they sounded. Then comes Magnaflow. It had a great tone, it looked awesome, and oh my god, I wanted it. Choosing a blow-off valve wasn't actually too bad of a decision just because everyone is using the Turbosmart. So I thought, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And shout out to JSpec out in Scarborough for hooking me up. Anyway, I go to JSpec, I pick up the exhaust, I pick up everything that I ordered, and then I go to JC's place. First thing we do is a blow-off valve because that's also super easy to do, or so we thought. Yeah, so JC actually had a few issues trying to get the lug nuts off of my wheels, just because it was like, you know, it's a used car, so it wasn't going to be perfect, and like he had to really like try to get them off. Once I got off though, you know, it was pretty smooth sailing until JC thought, hey, I need to take off the liner. We spent about 20 minutes trying to get my wheel well lining off, and oh my god, we found out that it didn't need to come off, and then we just felt so defeated while we put the lining back on. But we eventually found the blow-off valve, we put it in, and then it sounded great. Things got even worse when we tried to install the exhaust though. So the previous owner did not rust-proof at all, and it was super disappointing, but what can you do? We thought we had to move on. But the rust was caked on so thick that we actually needed a torch, and unfortunately JC could not really help me out on that. So I actually drive out back to Scarborough the next day, and then I figured I might as well hit up Mark at CMB Auto Repairs, and even he couldn't help me out. So he actually told me to hit up some people called the Noisy Boys. And the Noisy Boys actually works on professional exhaust systems for performance cars. So they know what they're doing. But that also meant that it came with a pretty penny. It wasn't going to be cheap, but you know what? It was a few days before my birthday, and I thought, I might as well treat myself. They get the exhaust on, and it sounds awesome. And oh my god, now my car sounds like an actual performance car. It's loud, it's deep, and it kind of burbles, and it also has a blow-off valve like choo-choo sounds, and it just sounds so good! And now I'm super happy with my car, because before it felt good, but now it sounds great. Oh my god, it is so much fun just to drive even to work, and I'm super happy with how it sounds. And that's the story of my first modifications on the Focus ST. What were your first modifications? Let us know in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of 6th Stage. It would not get off because the lug nuts were in like an awkward sizing or something like that, and then JC really had to lube up my nuts.